Have you learned German or indeed another language back in school for some years, but you still don't quite feel comfortable speaking it? And when you listen to native speakers, you're completely overwhelmed. That is probably because the traditional classroom setting is not the most efficient way to learn a language. Research on second language acquisition has shown that what we need to learn or to acquire a language is comprehensible input in our target language. Now, language input is, of course, the language that goes in, the language that we can hear and that we can read. We're not producing it ourselves. But then, of course, this language input needs to be comprehensible. It needs to be easy enough for you to understand no matter the level. If you're new to German, and if I were to say all of this in German right now, you probably wouldn't understand a thing. But if I were to slow down my speech and use visual cues and drawings and emotions and body language and all sorts of things that help your brain make a connection to what is being said, because our brain loves that. Our brain loves making patterns. Then, of course, it's way easier for you to understand what's going on. And this is also the point where you acquire the language. Dr. Stephen Krashen has pointed out that as long as you get what's going on and you can follow, you don't necessarily have to understand every single word to acquire the language. So research has shown that this is the most efficient way to acquire a language. But of course, there's so many other benefits compared to the traditional classroom setting. Of course, you can build your vocabulary just through listening and reading, but you can also absorb the grammar naturally, because after hours and hours of this native input, you will have gained a natural sense for what feels right and wrong, and you can apply the grammar without having studied any formal rules. However, another key benefit is that when you surround yourself with the language so much, with the native language, then you familiarize yourself with the sounds that we make in German. And once you start practicing language output, once you start speaking, you will have gained a very clear idea of what German is supposed to sound like. And you can self-correct your pronunciation, which means you are less likely to develop an accent. And let's not forget that the whole German learning experience will be rather enjoyable and not a tedious drill like back in school maybe. Now, I will do my best to provide you with this type of listening and watching content in German. You will get videos with a native German speaker starting from total beginner all the way up to advanced. If you want to give this method a try, check out this channel and look for the right level for you. Alles klar. Viel Spaß!